Hello, my name's John, this is Ragnar Blackmane, and you're watching War Games, Models, and Other Hobbies. Hello and welcome back to another video. Today I thought, in celebration to the new Space Wolves now being released after being on pre-order for a while, I would put together Ragnar Blackmane, which I have had for quite some time and I haven't got around to making it. If you've been following the channel recently, you'll see that I'm making lots of my models that I've had for a long time and haven't been doing anything with, to kind of clear out a lot of my collection. But as I'm going to be starting a Space Wolf army, I thought I might as well make Ragnar Blackmane. Now, the one thing with this that is going to be a little bit tricky, well, we'll see if it's going to be tricky, is I do not have the instructions. So I am going to be making by number. So starting with part 1, 2, 3 and so on, I'm going to be putting this together, seeing how easy it is to build these models without any instructions. To be honest, I've been doing things like this for years anyway, so it's not going to be too difficult, but sometimes you find that things are put in slightly odd orders on the instructions and might not fit in place and so on. So we'll see how it goes. So the first thing that I'm going to do is just get parts 1, 2 and 3 off the sprue. Now I'm really looking forward to getting my Space Wolves. I have ordered a few box sets along with the codex, which by the time that this video is released, it would be tomorrow. Hopefully I should be getting them, but we shall see if the post delivers in time. Okay, so I'm not going to snip too much off in one go, but I've got parts 1, 2 and 3. Now, I've always loved Ragnar Blackmane as a Space Wolf character since I started collecting Space Marines, and when he was first released in '94, I think, with the 2nd edition Space Wolf Codex. I did have that original metal model, but long since lost, chopped up, converted it. I have made myself a non-Primaris conversion, which, if anyone wants to see that, I'm thinking of doing a little compilation video of models that I've made over the years, so please drop it in the comments if you'd like to see that. Okay, let's start putting these bits together. So I'm using my Tamiya glue for this, as it has become my favourite plastic glue in the last few months. Hoping this is all getting on camera. Yeah, I'm really looking forward to getting my Space Wolves. I'm thinking of starting quite a simple force. I'm going to have some Wolf Guard, some Grey Hunters, Blood Claws, Ragnar Blackmane, a Wolf Priest, and I'm going to convert some Long Fangs as the more traditional kind of models that used to be out. So let's get part number 4, and I'm really quite looking forward to doing that. I will do a video, so stay tuned in the coming weeks for that video to come out. Obviously I've got to get the box sets first. Right, so that is 4 and 5. And let's get 6, which is the rest of this base. So far so good putting this model together without instructions. I can't really complain. As I said, sometimes you get components that have to be put in a certain order and they don't necessarily match up to the numbers, but that does vary from kit to kit. I'm doing my best to get the mould lines off, but I tend to find when I make them kind of speed through the making, and then I'll come back and fix mould lines and everything. Okay, so that bit's going to go on there like that. Yeah, I've had this model for a very long time, and it was when, I can't remember the name of the box set. If you remember it, please drop it in the comments. It was the Space Wolves versus Orcs box set, which had Grayskull Thraka in it. To be honest, I got that whole kit just to get my hands on him as soon as I could, because one of my favourite characters of all time, and I really enjoyed making and painting that one. But I'm not sure if I've got a video showing him at all, but I'd be happy to do a video on him. I finished him very quickly when I got that kit. Let's just tidy this up. But yeah, I've had a look at a few previews of the Space Wolf rules, and I do like the way that Ragnar can be a lead of either, I think it's either head takers or blood claws. So Ragnar will be leading the charge with my blood claws. I think that, I can't remember off the top of my head what they get. It might be an extra I think they get a reroll on wounds or something. I can't remember off the top of my head. I'll know by the time I get the codex and have a good look through it. But yeah, really looking forward to that as a new starting army. Not that I need a new starting army. I have so many projects still on the go, but hey, it's my hobby. I can do as many projects as I want. Okay, I'm not going to stick it to the base yet. I just want to wait until I know where the centre of gravity is on this model. Okay, so that was 6, and now I'm looking for part 7, which is the belt here. I don't know how long this is going to take. If it ends up being around half an hour putting this together, this video is going to turn into a hobby half hour, but if it's not, it's just going to be a regular short video. Okay, 8 and 9. But yeah, so far, so good building this one. And for all the people who are new to Space Wolves and have just received these models, hopefully this video will help if you're new to put models together, or you just want to watch some bloke put together a kit. Okay, that's okay, that's got a slot in there. So let's put that plate in there. Then let's stick this together. Now, something I do like about the Space Wolves is you can have a kind of an army of characters, and they can accomplish great deeds and sagas and things like that. So I just love the aesthetic of them as well. It's something that I remember fondly from the 90s when I was kind of getting into Warhammer 40,000 more and more. I did start with 1st and 2nd edition Warhammer, but yeah, when 2nd edition 40k was released. That's what really piqued my interest. So that was 7, 8, 9. Let's look for part 10, which is nice big chainsword. Off the top of my head, I can't remember its name. I do have to say, I do like the pose of this Ragnar Blackmane model compared to that original metal one, who kind of was just standing somewhat awkwardly. This one has a lot more dynamic feel to it. Okay, so it's 10 and 11 is the hand. But yeah, while I put this together, if you've got any other videos that you'd like to see, whether it's more of the new hobby half hour that I've been doing, or just putting kits together, painting, whatever, please drop it in the comments. I'm quite happy to make videos that people are kind of interested in. Otherwise, I'm just going to carry on making videos of my hobby. And also, if you're not following the channel, consider hitting a follow. This is only a hobby. I don't get anything out of it apart from sharing my hobby, but it'd be nice eventually one day to get something out of this. It's a slow burn, really. Okay, now this is where I work out whether this has to go on first or after. So let's get parts 13. But yeah, if you'd like to see a painting video of Ragnar Blackmane and see how I go about doing it, please drop it in the comments. I would be happy to do so. Okay, this is now where I'm trying to work out how things fit in place. Okay, that fits in like that. I need to stick that first before I put this down. I think another Space Wolf model I'd like to get, but I've got to save up and justify it, to be honest, is the Chapter Master Logan Grimnar, just because at a whopping price of, I think he's £44, that is an expensive model that does need justification for getting. Alright, so that is actually so if that's in there, okay, slightly warped slightly there, that's okay. Light bit of glue, push it in place, and then capillary action in other places. And I'm sure there's certain bits that I should have put on first. But anyway, let's get back to 14. Which is the shoulder pad. Okay, just see if I need tidying that up. I I hope this has been in focus or anything. Sorry if it hasn't. I've been concentrating too much on building by numbers than paying attention to the screen itself. Okay, that fits on like that. Now this is the part where I don't know whether I'm doing it in the right order because I don't have the instructions. You can find pretty much all the instructions online though, so if you do ever lose them, I can't remember the website I normally use, but it has all the instructions as PDFs. Okay. Let's get part 15. Yeah, I can't wait to start building some of the new Space Wolves, especially the Wolf Guard. I have to say, I do love Terminators, and I'm glad they've stayed around and had an update. So I will be looking forward to sorting out some Wolfguard Terminators. Whoop, things are all coming apart. Oh, things are moving, not good. Oh, that's not good. Let's hold that in place. Okay. Now it could be down to the exceptionally warm weather not allowing the plastic to go off with the glue, or I've put things together in slightly the wrong order. I don't know. But anyway, let's get on to the next parts. So, shoulder pad. Yeah, so this seems to be going well. Make by numbers today. If you like this little concept of putting things together without instructions, drop it in the comments. I can do some more. I have rather too many kits not built and need assembly. So if you want to see me attempt it without instructions, drop it in the comments. I'd be happy to give it a go. Okay. Last thing, the head with his ample braids and ponytails. A lot of mould lines though on the head. Interesting to see if that has changed at all with him now being a separate model and been around for a few years. Yeah, those mould lines are quite a few. Anyway, I'm babbling now. So let's get some glue in there. Still got to sort out some mould lines, so I'm not too worried if I've missed all of them. There we go. And last but not least, let's glue this down onto the base. Let's get some capillary action into there. There we go. Okay. That's it. Make by numbers. That is Ragnar Blackmane of the Space Wolves, made with no instructions. Really do like this model, very dynamic. In celebration to the now release of the new Codex Space Wolves and all of those new models. Anyway, hope you've enjoyed this little video. Please drop it in the comments if you've got any suggestions for things you'd like to see, but for now all I can say is thank you so much for tuning in. My name's John, and you've been watching War Games, Models, and Other Hobbies.